Their environment provide them with the money and the resources to carry out the activities without without blinking their eyes. You don't want to hear this naked truth. Okay, don't hear it. Don't hear it. Ijaw people are already angry that this is the worst government. This government is against Ijaw people, and you want to add fire to petrol? You want to add petrol to fire? This is the worst government. That's the feeling of the Ijaw people. If nobody is telling you, as a friend, I will tell you, Ijaw people feel this is the worst government for them. This is a nightmare for them. And when we were voting, when we were campaigning for you, a lot of Ijaw people called me, President, you don't know Tinubu? You know everything about Tinubu? Tinubu is your friend, no? We hope it's not going to look the other way. Oh. And I assured everybody, I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible. And today, the people are asking me, are you still on that if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible? River State is the litmus test. If there is going to be any fire, it will start in River State. I cannot stop them. I, as an individual, I cannot stop them. I cannot even stand on their way because they will shove me aside. Let me tell you, nobody, if anybody is giving you assurance that he can stand in the gap.
Hey, no be small thing, no. Remember I told you people that the fight between Wike and Fubara, it go long. Fight. Hey, let me laugh a little bit. You know when they say something about how this person they sing that song, it's something about their wise, some of them over wise. Now wait happen to Wike be that Wike to say he wise, he call over wise on top of the matter. It is say na be the alpha and omega of Nigerian politics. They show am water. Hey, this is, I'm telling you, in the midst of one being angry, for example, like on the issue of the River State House of Assembly being demolished. First of all, it was burnt all through because all of this crisis is what is causing all of this in taxpayers' money, right? It's just crazy. Let me gist the gist finish. I'm just laughing. Because I'm just imagining. Oh my God, they're already humbling Wike. Wike never say anything. Yeah, never say anything. That in gra, he go humble. They go humble. I say this guy mean business. Because one of the things he didn't realize that executive power is very powerful. If you don't have it, you don't have a minister. You're like an errand boy. You can wake up and tell you to leave. 27 House of Assembly member decamped to another party. Just like that. Hey! Anyway, this is it. So, first of all, the state high court has kicked out the speaker, loyal to Wike, and affirmed the speaker, loyal to Fubara. So that's number one, right? Then, now, they are demolishing the Fubara. So, like what this person is saying, they are demolishing. So, of course, it's the government. So, the government is demolishing. That's Fubara. Is demolishing the burnt River State House of Assembly complex. Let's see where you people will reach. Yeah. The next thing again, he presented the state's 2024 budget to his new speaker that is loyal to him, not the one that was loyal to Wike. Then to top it all, hey, who no fear silent people. Hey, how does people you see they say they will be silent, a green snake on that grid? You never know what they can do. On top of that, he now wished Wike happy birthday, long message. I didn't even know today is Wike's birthday. I didn't even know it's a December person. So he said, River State government, hearty congratulations, Your Excellency. I congratulate my Oga. In short, this fight, he go long. He said, I congratulate my Oga, His Excellency, Chief Dr. Barrister Yeson Wike, Ezenwo Wike, CON, GSSRS, Life Bencher, immediate past governor, as seen. Let him immediate past governor of River State and minister of the Federal Capital Territory on his 56th birthday, today, December 13, 2023. Your Excellency, my dear wife and I, and the good people of River State, join your family and friends to felicitate you on this day. We sincerely pray that your new age brings you joy and good health. Once again, happy birthday and hearty congratulations. His Excellency. Okay, yeah, so this is it. Fubara posted this on his Twitter handle, on his X handle. River State, the fight go long. I've seen this guy probably has he probably don't mean we kill this while. Because I know this fight, you can't fight Wike halfway and leave the fight. You must fight it to the finish. People like him, if you leave it halfway, he will come back because this is public humiliation he hasn't expected. Wike has been loud. I first of all knew when he was Minister of State. He has been loud since then. And from Minister of State, he now went on to become governor in the last 8 years. He's been loud. You know, arrogantly loud. And he feels almost like the way he now has like PDP under his armpit, doing anything and anyhow. So the thing don't enter in head. Now I can't be saying now the boy where he bring come. I can't be humble am. Hey, this fight go long. Now to hey, oh God.
Now let's continue with that political civil war that's raging in River State, a growing political conflagration that appears to be turning the state towards anarchy. On one side of the conflict is the former governor of River State, now minister of the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja, Nyesom Wike. It seems to be his style, displayed during his battle with his PDP party during the presidential campaign, never to back down from a fight, always to be a force for confrontation. But on the other side, his opponent, the incumbent governor of River State, Sim Fubara, also seeming to find strength in conflict, as Mr. Wike reportedly ordered the 27 lawmakers loyal to him to defect to the APC. Governor Fubara hit back with the Speaker of the River State House of Assembly declaring the seats of the 27 defectors vacant. And as the crisis swirled, Governor Fubara defiantly presented the 2024 state budget to just 5 members of the House of Assembly, the 5 who remain loyal to him. So every day, a new twist to this thriller of a political drama. So where does the leadership of the People's Democratic Party stand in all this? After all, the PDP is supposed to be the ruling party in River State. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the lawyer and National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, or PDP, Debo Olagweba. Great to see you again.
Nice to be here,
Thank you
Charles.
for coming in. So you've got
you.
27 lawmakers in River State carpet crossing or defecting from the PDP and saying they now belong to the APC. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, thank you very much, Charles, for having me. And good evening, Nigeria. This, like you said, is becoming like a circus. But I need to make a correction.
they're no longer 27, they're 25. Two had
Yes, I understand the two pulled out.
They had to pull out because they recognize the futility of this venture. And this is a venture that I have christened what I call it's a journey of regret, like a voyage of regret and political miscalculation.
You mean for those defectors?
Absolutely.
Right.
And so that's why you see them coming back.
Well, you've seen two come back.
Yeah, because they know that.
Yeah, but you've still got 25 who haven't come back.
I know because when you get into a gate that is automatic, that is shutting at you, if you don't get away from the door will shut down. So right now, what has happened is that the seats of those that defected are vacant. That is not me saying that. That was the Constitution provides for. In Section 109, subsection 1G, the proviso there that you cannot defect to another party if you are elected on the platform of one party. Because in any event, there are no independent candidates in Nigeria.
Yeah, but the governor of Cross River State, Ben Ayade, the former governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, they both defected. Okay. So, I mean, is there anything that suggests that this is going to be different with these 27?
Let's say this, and these are the clarifications we need to make.
Right.
Constitutionally, that's one of the reasons why in this democracy, we must begin to develop it more so that people can be responsible when they are elected. For the governors, there are no provisions in the Constitution. So they can defect, as it were, and then get away with practically murder. But for a legislature, for anybody who is elected into their parliament, and you defect from the party that sponsored you, then Section 109 for the State Assembly gets you. For the House of Representatives and the Senate, Section 89 takes care of you.
Right.
So the governors have that kind of leeway. But again, if we must be a democracy that is responsible...
Well, are you sure of that interpretation? I'm not questioning your legal sort of...
I'm going to give you more...
Because you're a lawyer, but I've heard other lawyers saying, using that as an example.
Okay, well, I'll give you an example of that. In 2015, and I will crave your indulgence, the highest court in this country is the Supreme Court. And incidentally, that matter came from Ondo State, where I come from. In the case of Abegunde and Ondo State House of Assembly and others, he defected to then ACN, and of course went to court. And the Supreme Court, from the trial court to Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court, same outcome. And I crave your indulgence, just 1 minute to read the decision of the Supreme Court.
Sure.
Yeah. And it says this: the principle enunciated by the Supreme Court in the two cases of Feleko and Goni in 1983 and federal government, Attorney General and Abubakar is to the effect, and this is critical, that only such factionalization, fragmentation, splintering, or division that makes it impossible or impracticable for a political party to function as such will justify a person's defection to another party and the retention of his seat. And hear this.
Right.
The division must affect the entire structure of the political party at the center. That is to say, national leadership. Otherwise, and this is key, otherwise, as rightly held by the trial court and the Court of Appeal in this case, the defector automatically, automatically loses his seat.
Right. So it's not enough for there to be a crisis in River State PDP.
No.
It must also be on the national level.
Because the River State is just a part of the whole.
Right.
And so the definition of a division means at the center.
Right.
And it means at the national level. And today, PDP is one at the national level. We have National Working Committee that is united. We have the BOT that is united. We have Governor Forum that is united. And we're one. And there's no division, no factionalization.
Yeah, but they might challenge that. And I'm wondering why you've written a letter to INEC.
Yes.
But many people see that as a weak gesture. And I'm wondering why you haven't gone to court to get the courts to force action to be taken against those defectors? Right.
I'll reveal a couple of things today. We had a meeting today. Number one, this is the premise. We're a party that is systematic and detailed in our approach to things. When this happened, we immediately released a statement, of course, which you have.
Yeah, which we saw.
In which we detail all the steps.
Yeah.
But because we go by order, we then held a meeting at the end of this so that we can take a holistic approach to all of this. So today we held a meeting and we have issued a release on that statement. Number one, we have to notify INEC, which has been done. We have to demand from INEC for them to begin to prepare for the conduct of election to fill the vacancies.
So that's the process.
That's the process. Number three, we've directed the legal advisor to proceed with that process.
Okay.
But however, this is the challenge about this democracy. We have a constitution. We have the Supreme Court analyzing the details of that and clarify it. We are just a nation that is not serious about this democracy. If indeed we are, that shouldn't be an issue. When you resign, you just automatically get out because you know.
Yeah, you know what the law is.
I know what the determination is.
So it doesn't need to have to go to court.
Again, just because
that's another waste of time, judicial time.
Resources, and then trying to go ahead and not play politics as it should be, because this is democracy. If we're truly a law-abiding nation that follows the rule of law, there's a constitution. And the clarification, if any, has been made by the Supreme Court.
Right.
Why are we talking about we going to court?
I understand the point you're making.
Ideally, in a normal
and that's a good point.
We shouldn't be going to court.
But let me ask you this then, because that's an issue that we'll have to see how it sort of unfolds. But what about that which is within your control? And I mean, you're the PDP. Why is Nyesom Wike still in the PDP? How is it that he can do what he likes and lord it over the party, and they seem unable or even afraid to take action against him?
Well, I like the word "seem to." That's your own. That's the way.
Well, it has to be a measured assessment.
That's the way it appears to you. But there are more issues about this. Number one, let me make a clarification. There's not one individual that is bigger than the PDP. Take that to the bank. Not one. Now, a political party, for whatever it is worth, is comprised of people with different characters, different orientation, different interests, and their own persuasion. In doing that, in managing a party, what you do is to ensure that you try how you can have a consensus among these conflicting interests. And then you can come in with a consensus. Now, you recall that before the election, we had all these challenges in the party.
Orchestrated by him.
Well, orchestrated by several factors.
Ostensibly orchestrated.
By several factors.
Because he was very vocal and very public about what he was doing.
Exactly. But you see, when you do that, there might be an undue advantage when say, look, he did that. There were so many other undercurrents that, yes, maybe we'll have the conversation at some time in the future to have a total view of what happened. But I can tell you this. Let's have the kind of call a choreograph of that, what happened. Number one, after the elections, then we got to the level of the tribunal. And as managers of the party, what we have, what the NWC have a duty to do, is to ensure that you stabilize the party. Even though you may be hurting because of something that happened. And what we did are indicative of managers who are sensitive and who believe that, yes, we are not managing a business where you can fire anybody to say you can get out, but we're managing interests, people with different backgrounds. So we're looking at that. And there are so many other undercurrents that, again, haven't come to fore until we have what I call a post-mortem analysis, which, of course, has begun. Certainly setting up some committees to begin to do that. Remember that I always emphasize that we believe in the rule of law, we respect court judgments, and we try as much as possible, practicable, to obey orders. There are existing orders which are still pending that even contain us from taking some certain action. However, because we believe that this is an interest of human beings, of different constitutions, we need to take care of that. But to come and to imagine that it is difficult for the party to take action without prejudice. You will remember there was a time just before the election, right after the election, we had some diplomatic action taken.
Right.
And we said, look, perhaps this is not the auspicious time to do it. We reversed them. But the reversion was without prejudice to our own ability as managers of the party, in line with the constitution, to take action that are consistent to deal with situations that are not consistent, that are not in agreement with the provisions.
Well, I have to be honest with you, it's sounding like a lot of verbiage. We're almost out of time.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What about Governor Fubara himself? What is his status within the PDP? Because people are wondering what support the national PDP is giving to him as the governor, an incumbent PDP governor in Rivers State, as he faces the
crisis. No, Charles, I'm not going to tell you here what I have as my internal processes of having to talk to my own governor or members of our party. What I can tell you that behind the scene, not before the clear lights, is the fact that there are rapprochements behind the scene, which is important in managing human interests and situations like this. Governor Fubara is a member of the party. When you ask me about his status, membership of the party is voluntary, and you do that from your ward level, and then that's it. So it is not for me to say what is his status. He's a member of the party, hasn't said anything. But beyond all of this, I think what's important is about the interests and the people of Rivers State. Beyond what we do at the national level, I think the gladiators in Rivers State must recognize that the people have voted for good governance, not for crisis, not for chaos. And I think that should be an overriding principle. I recall that in the case of Cross River, where 22 lawmakers defected and they still were promptly declared vacant, Justice Taiwo said something to the effect that he hoped in one day we'll come to a point where people would lose their seat as soon as they defect. So you don't call crisis for the people.
Right.
The people did not vote you to go and defect. They voted you on a platform, and indeed, votes are not transferable. You can't transfer the vote because you don't own it.
Okay.
So that's where we are. We have a good relationship with all our governors. We're working beneath the lights to ensure that that relationship, having regards to the interests and the well-being and the safety of the people of Rivers State.
Okay. Because lately, it's like you guys are not taking your medications. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it. And I like to keep it real, but very respectfully, because who am I to disrespect you? First of all, you guys were singing on your mandate, we shall stand. When the president came to present a budget.
Thank you very much.
Okay, for those that are not Nigerians, that is the song that APC members, that is the political party that the president belongs to, that is the song they sing in allegiance to the president. Bola, on your mandate, we shall stand. But now that our senators are singing the same song, when the man came to present the budget, 27.5 trillion naira budget, they are not even worried that, Kilagwe, Kilaju, why are we spending this much money? They were singing on your mandate, we shall stand. Baba, when the people that are supposed to checkmate the president, why do we have senators again? Not one of you spoke up that day and said, this thing we are doing is not right. It's like you guys are suffering from misplaced priority syndrome. Now that you are singing out allegiance to the president, when you're supposed to represent the people and keep the president checked, how are we supposed to believe that you will do what you were elected to do? Such a shame. Not even people from opposition parties spoke out that day. How are we supposed to still trust you guys after hearing you singing allegiance to President Tinubu? And even the president should have turned around and said, guys, this is not a PC meeting. I'm here to present the budget. There's no need to suck up to me trying to sing like, it's not like he was campaigning for something. I'm just saying, as a matured somebody, Mr. President, you were supposed to stop them that day. Anyways, that is number one. Number two, Senator Akpabio, please move closer. What was that? An entire stadium to celebrate your 61st Birthday, I don't get it. What would you do if you were celebrating a birthday that ends with a 5 or 0? Because usually that is when people go all out. You did not turn 60, you did not turn 65, you did not turn 70 or 70. I don't know, I don't get it. What is this with 61st birthday going all out? An entire stadium with a 30,000 capacity to celebrate your birthday. What amazed me the most is the fact that more than 100 senators were there to celebrate Governor Akpabio's birthday. Olongbo. We have 109 senators, for those wondering, and more than 100 of them showed up to celebrate this birthday. Several governors and their wives were there. The first lady was there to celebrate the Senate president's birthday. So I'm not a hater, by the way. I'm very happy for Governor Fabio, but this proves two things to me. First of all, now that he's a Senate president, he wants us to know money has arrived. The problem is this is not his money. This is our money, because if it was his money, he would have gone all out. He would have celebrated his 60th birthday last year at the stadium. He did not do that. He waited till now that he's now Senate president, he's going all out. So this tells me that this man is spending our money anyhow. And Baba, Governor Akpabio, why now? I'm your girl. You could have called me Adeola for advice. Be like, yo, my girl, what should I will say, hey, do not do it. How insensitive, especially now that things are tough everywhere in the country. People don't have money. One bag of rice is now more than 50,000, especially during this Christmas period. It is December. How insensitive can you be, Governor Akpabio? Hey, Selena, you did not do well. Next time, call me for advice. Very, very shameful. The second thing that this proves to me, I'm not saying anybody else should buy it, but this is just me. I think Governor Akpabio is gradually and stylishly preparing himself to run for president, I mean, did you see how he ran when he entered the stadium? Trying to tell us that he's physically fit, just like former Governor Amechi did when he wanted to announce his intent to run for president. Well, now he's the number 3 in the country. He's the 3rd most powerful person as the Senate president. And now that he's celebrating birthday, but 61st birthday at an entire stadium, what will he do? By the next time it's time for election, my father will go and ask those that were there before. That is my very own Uncle Bukola Saraki. Boni Uncle Saraki, it's been a lot. Let me call him. Boni, Brother Bukola, what happened? Oh, okay. Say what I will learn. Boni, I want power. Now you have a protege. Governor Akpabio wants to follow your footsteps. Maybe you can show him how to. Sorry, I forgot you didn't win. I'm sorry. We'll talk. Unfortunately, he didn't win. So maybe Governor Akpabio needs to learn from somebody else. Having said all that, happy birthday, Senator Akpabio. We'll see what you will do for your 65th birthday and your 70th birthday. We shall see. Maybe we'll go to space. So moving on to Kenya, guys. I am so upset right now. Like, oh, don't beg me. Where's my glasses? When I'm upset, I like to put on my glasses. I'm really, really upset right now. How dare you, Kenyans? How dare you? You think we will not know? My Nigerian people, let me tell you what happened. In August of this year, Kenyans experienced the longest power outage in recent memory. And you won't believe how long this longest is. 24 hours. Yes, I'm telling you, they had no power for 24 hours in Kenya and all hell broke loose. Everybody started shouting, because they didn't have power for just 24 hours. Can you imagine? In fact, for some people, it was only 14 hours that they didn't have power. They went on Twitter, they were screaming. That was how some of them started making fun of Nigerians and South Africans. They were saying, oh, their power company is lame and that it's starting to look like that of Nigeria and South Africa. They are starting to feel like they are in Nigeria. Who told you we don't have power in Nigeria? You guys, mind yourselves. What is 24 hours of lack of electricity that you cannot live with? That you are now, is it not just 24 hours? Some of us have grown up a long time ago. It's so sad. It's so sad when 24-hour of power outage seems like nothing to you. It's so sad. Nigerians, we have to ask for better. Anyways, Kenyans started asking their power company for an explanation. They were shouting at the government. And then the same thing happened again last month. It took them 12 hours to restore power. 12 hours, people were losing their minds. And then it happened again this past Sunday around 8 p.m. It was total blackout. But some people got their power back by midnight. But the fact that some people did not get their power back till morning, Kenyans are not happy at all. So number one, I've been to Kenya. Honestly, I really appreciate how stable their electricity is. For those wondering, I was joking at the beginning about why are you guys complaining about not having power for 24 hours. I've been to Kenya and I was really, really thrilled and impressed by how they had constant electricity. And if for any reason the power goes out, it will be back within a few minutes, like less than 5 minutes. They will get their power back. So that was my memory of Kenya. Let's keep it like that, my Kenyan people, because you know, some of us, we like to come to Kenya to hang out and all that. There must be power now. Without power, what can man do? So please, Kenyan government, help us, help our matter. Let there be light. And the power company, Kenya Power, you guys, you cannot continue that. This is a Christmas period. You cannot be taking light anyhow. But having said all that, now that I have appeased my Kenyan people, Nigerians, can we learn something from Kenyan people? It's just a reminder that as Nigerians, I feel like we have really, really lowered our standards. If people will be complaining about losing power for 12 hours, but we are so used to not having power for days, for weeks, and even sometimes for months. Something is really, really wrong if we are now used to that. Guys, we cannot continue like this. And this power outage is really affecting a lot of things in Nigeria. It's affecting businesses. It's affecting our productivity. It's affecting employment. Because without power, what can you really do? I think we have lowered our standards in Nigeria. Yes, now everybody has power generator. Although now that the price of fuel has gone up, it's hard for people to even buy fuel for their generator. It's tough. If Kenyans can be all over Twitter screaming because of power outage that lasted for 6 hours, for 12 hours, for 24 hours, I think we need to go back to demanding for better and not settling down for less. It pained me that they had to make fun of us Nigerians because they had power outage. Honestly, I think Nigeria can be that country that Kenyans and other Africans will say, why can't we be like Nigeria when it comes to power, when it comes to electricity? Nigerian government, can we please, this new year 2024, can we just, even if it's one thing that you fix, President Tinubu, just one thing, let it be power. And then, of course, our roads. And then, of course, water supply. Yes. Just start from power. Just fix power. If you fix power, you will fix a lot of things.